Yes, people, what's happening? Nice one for coming back to the Fuse UK. It's much appreciated as always. Our next guest tonight, Gypsy Jake Lindsey. What's happening, bro? You good?
What's up, my man? Sorry about that. I was watching some fights on my phone.
It's all right, mate. Don't worry about it. How you feeling, pal?
Feel good. I feel good, man. I'm just back in the swing of things here. I got work going. I got training going. Just it feels good to be home and kind of go back to the domesticated life for a little bit, you know?
Yeah, out of camp.
Yeah.
So what? So when you landed in the UK for BKFC 37 in London, what was your thoughts on London as a whole?
I think London's a fantastic city. A lot of historical stuff there. I didn't sleep at all on the plane for the first, so I was kind of like scatterbrained the first night. But after I got some good sleep, I walked around. Just all the old buildings were so cool, man. Like you can imagine yourself, and I do a lot of weird visualization stuff. And I'm walking down the street, and you can see the second stories of all the buildings are like the dates on them, like 1757, and all these. You can almost imagine yourself as like a knight walking down the streets. I
Yeah,
checked out all these old castles, or excuse me, not castles, churches. A lot of old like Catholic churches in the area I was in. Beautiful structures. You
yeah.
know, it was fantastic, man. London's a very, very rich historically depth city. Like it has a lot of depth to it. A lot of layers to it. So it was great.
Makes you think, doesn't it? Like how they built them like that years ago with the technology and machinery and that they had. It's like the
Yeah,
perfect.
it's crazy. It's nicer than any. All those old churches were way nicer than any church I've seen. Any modern was. Like the statues were better. Everything was better. The stained glass. It's crazy, man. That's like London has a very like romanticized feel to it as well. If that makes sense. There's a lot of like you can tell a lot of a lot of things have happened in that city, and
Yeah,
a lot of really talent rich people. There's a big art boom, a lot of evolution in modern art happened in London, and you can tell by the architecture and all that stuff.
yeah, you can 100%. And when you was it the first time you'd seen Connor face to face at the weigh-in, or had you seen him over America when he was over there?
No, the first time I saw Connor was he at the weigh-ins, and I mean he was cool. Everything's like I don't really get. I'm out of sight, out of mind. I don't really even get in fight mode until the night of. I'll get kind of excited, but I'm not really concerned with, you know, there's always that second when, you see someone for the first time. I wanted to see how tall he was, how long his arms were, but he walked in and he walked right over. We started chit chatting and it was all love. It was no drama. I'm a really friendly guy until it comes to fight time. So,
Yeah, was he as big as you thought he was going to be?
well, I had saw a video of him, an old BKB fight, and he was jacked. I was like, God damn, but that was at 75 pre-cut, or
Yeah,
so because he was telling me that I don't know if it's the BKB, but some of them have same day weigh-ins, so guys don't cut down to 65. They normally fight a weight class up. So yeah, he had some more timber on him in those fights. So when I saw him, let's see how big he is, because I wanted to see how much weight he cut. If he's a
yeah,
big guy and cuts a lot of weight, then okay, well I'm going to start hanging on him in the clinch and all that. But he was about as big as I thought he would be. I try not to think about that. There's been times in my career when I go into the cage and I see a guy and I'm like, God damn, he's gigantic. But at the end of
yeah,
the day, it doesn't matter. Some people get intimidated by that, but if you really think about it, I've trained with guys that, like, if I didn't know them personally and it wasn't in the gym, I'd be like, that guy's a monster. But you're in the gym throwing the guy around this guy can bench 450, deadlifts 700 pounds, but you're tossing around like a rag doll. So looks and aesthetics don't really matter. But I really wanted to get his height down because my plan was to throw that overhand right because it leaves his chin kind of straight up in the air.
yeah. And obviously, with you coming over to the UK for the BKFC to fight, was the nerves any different? Like coming over
I
here?
mean, not really. I've been doing this for so long. It's nothing really exists. And luckily for me, I'm kind of an eccentric guy. I'm in my own world most of the time. Hence is why I'm not really big on social media. I'm kind of in my own head. I have things going on. I have businesses. I got goals. I got plans. I got a million different things going on in my head. So No, not really, man. I didn't. It's no different. I think that's a big advantage I have, and maybe guys like Connor have too over some of these younger guys in the BKFC because I've been there, done that. And I've been in extremely stressful, dangerous situations in my life. So I've just learned to tune it out. It doesn't, the crowd doesn't exist, nothing exists. It's just me going out there and the whole fight. And I thought this was dumb. When I heard people say this when I first started, they go, the whole fight's against yourself. It's like, shut up. That's stupid. But truly it is. It's a fighting's a form of self-expression. So, it's all the mental toughness and pushing through mental adversity. That's all in your own head. So really it's just the mental fight's against you, not anyone else.
Yeah, so round one going into the fight, how did you feel in the fight? Was it going the way you'd prepped for it, or did it go in at all?
No. It never does, man. It never does. I thought I'd be able to get him in the clinch in the first round, but you can't be walking into a guy like that. You can watch as much tape on a guy as you want, but then when you go in there and you feel his movements, it could be a whole different animal. And I could tell he was extremely focused. I was watching his eyes. I was watching his reactions to my movement. I was watching, I could see him watching, my reactions to his movement. So it didn't really go the way I thought it would, but I felt really good. The first round was a really close round. I could draw it. I'd say either a draw or slightly towards me, but I think it really set the pace for the exchanges. I think he thought maybe I'd be more aggressive, trying to grab him and get him in the clinch, and I wanted to, but again, he's a really good counter striker. So, I felt good, man, just kind of settling into the fight and zoning everything out, just going with it.
Yeah, like I say, mate, it was a quality fight, both getting the knockdowns and that. It was like an action-packed fight, wasn't it?
Yeah, and some people, I heard a few people. Now, most people appreciate that fight for what it is. It was a good quality fight. It gave you a little bit of everything, a little bit of drama, a little bit of emotional up and down. Unfortunately, the ending was slightly controversial, or just flat controversial, which it's kind of it sucks in a way, but it's good because now we got that rematch. It's already like, you know what I mean? Like we're already staged up for another big fight with me and Connor. But some people were like, oh, they were too tentative. It's like, well, we're just not fucking stupid.
Yeah.
When you have two guys he's more technical. Connor is more technically sound than I am. He's a better, like, I'd say, straight boxer than I am. But like the natural ability to read movements, we're both really good at. So there's a lot of mental chess games going on in there that people weren't seeing. And when one of us made a mistake, we both felt what happened. So you have to be smart. You have to kind of, at this top level, man, you can't just go out there and brawl. You gotta be tactical.
Yeah, 100%. And it's good that you said it at the end as well. I seen it at the end of the fight when you go up with the camera, when you're on the camera, sorry, and you say that you thought it shouldn't have got stopped that early as well.
Yeah, like, for sure. Like, hell yeah, David, I'm coming to Wells, baby. I see you. I see you down there. Didn't mean to cut you off. I apologize. But yeah, no, I'm not ignorant to the fact that the second it got stopped, I was fully aware of the situation. I walked right over to Connor and said, hey, man, I'm sorry. Like I would have preferred it to not get stopped, man. I wanted to blow the fucking roof off that place. That last round wasn't tired. I kind of it took me a little bit to warm up. Sometimes it takes me about 2-3 rounds to warm up. And then I get going, which unfortunately you could, like I said, the third round I ate that overhand right, but I was ready to roll. Like I came out, you could see me. I was like, fifth round, I'm like, let's go. Come on, let's brawl it out. I was hoping, I knew when I dropped him, I would either win by points but I assumed we'd go an extra round, which would have been fucking awesome. So yeah, I walked over to Connor and said, hey man, a little early, sorry about that. And I went over to his corner and I immediately addressed it. I said, hey, just so you know, I'm aware, and it sucks because me and Connor spent a lot of energy and we had this kind of nice picture we were painting, and then all of a sudden now there's a corner of it that's just not finished. It just, there's a feeling of just like, man, like you wanted that climactic, whether it's a win or a loss, you want the full picture to be painted. So the one positive is, like I said, I'm fighting Gogo now for the belt. And then Connor wins his next fight. We got an instant rematch, a good storyline set up. I think Connor, if they were smart, they'd put Connor versus Caleb Harris, which is a fantastic fight. I would love to fight either one of those guys. I'd pick Connor on that. And then, yeah, let's run it back right after he wins his next. I win my next. Let's get it done.
Yeah, that'd be sick. That like to see the rematch, mate. So it's got the story behind it now, and it's got the build up.
Oh yeah.
Sick. So what's your thoughts on your next fight with Gogo? What do you think of him as an opponent?
To be honest, and this isn't a disrespectful thing because I'm sure he didn't know who the fuck I was until my last fight either. I had no idea who he was until my manager was like, hey, he headlined a couple shows ago. And my manager's like, hey, watch this guy. You might be fighting him later. He's like, oh, what? Are you watching Gogo's fight? I'm like, I have no clue who the fuck that is. And so now that when I actually saw him, I've seen him fight before. I just didn't remember the name. And, for me personally, I think Connor's the hardest fight for me in the division, Connor or Caleb Harris. But I could be wrong. I think Gogo you have to deal with his physicality. He's very physical, right? And he comes forward. Technically, he can actually be technical. He just doesn't. He likes to just brawl it out. You got to be – he does the same repetitive shit. It's like he'll feint, duck down, big overhand right, get you to the cage, and that's when you got to be careful because he's coming with hard shots. Bop, 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 bop. And then he resets and does the same thing. I fought several guys who fight like that. I think I beat him mentally. I think I could tell kind of in his fights he gets tired. Not trying to, like I said, you have to respect everyone. I respect him. He's a warrior. He goes out there and he fights hard. But I can see a little bit of quit in him, and that's that's just my honest assessment. I can see a bit of quit in him, and I just remember now that he's part of that group of people who got popped or in trouble for fucking faking their blood work. Which, hey, I'm not judging. I was like, I don't know the situation. I'm not trying to trash him. I don't know if he got drug into that just because, or if he directly got caught doing it. But I know that whole team got caught with that. And I told my manager, like, I'm not fucking fighting those guys because I'm not going to risk getting Hep C because some douchebag. But what I would imagine it would have been they're hiding some performance enhancing shit. And what that tells me is my intuition about it is someone isn't fully confident in their ability. He's a younger fighter. That's the thing. You have a lot of pressure on yourself. Again, I don't know what it was. I'm not trying to accuse him of stuff, but that's just my general thoughts on him. It could be the hardest fight I've ever had, but and it's going to be a hard fight. You have to be in shape. You can't fuck around. I can't make a single mistake that whole time, but technically, I think I beat him. Stylistically, I think I beat him, and mentally, I think I beat him.
Yeah, Connor's put in the comments there as well. He thinks you beat him too.
Dude, I'm walking out to UB40 now. What's up? I'm stealing Connor's walkout song. Yeah, I think, like I said before, I thought Connor was the hardest fight in the division. I've said that for a while. I think, anyone, Gogo throws hard as shit, and this is bare knuckle, so anyone can get caught. A fight could get stopped on a cut. You could be winning, get cut, and then lose, you know what I'm saying? So, but I'm aware of the dangers that Gogo, that he presents. I think I'm just too technical. I don't think he can out fucking tough me either, honestly. Like, I just don't think he can do it.
Yeah, well, it'll be a great fight, mate, and I can't wait to see it. It must be good, mate, being like, you're at the top now, aren't you, of the BKFC, and it's just grown daily, isn't it? Yeah,
I mean, I got used to, like I said, I've been kind of flying under the radar a lot of my career. I'm used to it. Like I said, and that's my own fault. I haven't really been like on social media, getting followers. I'm doing all this other shit in the background. But that's one thing I really liked about fighting Connor, because some guys they're hyped up, but they don't deserve it. But Connor is hyped up and he deserves it. So it makes it even more. And I was like, man, it's a win-win, like fighting a guy like that, especially if you can pull off the W, all eyes on Connor, and he deserves all the eyes on him because he has a skill set and he has all the intangibles. But what did he just say? I think Connor's right too. Gogo hasn't really fought. Like, the last guy he fought was like a fucking walking punching bag. I'm not saying he's not good, but who's he fought?
Yeah,
exactly. Connor's hitting the nail on the head. Say that again.
It just,
Yeah, exactly. Connor's hitting the nail on the head. Yeah, exactly. Connor's hitting the nail on the head. Say that again.
He seems like a very strong guy, though. Like that, like you say, mate, you just needs one shot, doesn't he?
Yeah,
One shot
exactly. Like, I'm not taking him lightly by any means. I'm realistic on the threats. I'm realistic on what he's good at. Like when I fought Connor, I understood that Connor was technically better than me. He moved certain ways better than me. I moved certain ways better than him. And the whole point, the whole chess match between me and Connor was trying to find the openings to land what I go. I'm gonna give him that go gadget right hand, baby. Back. What's up? Yeah.
Class.
Anyway, I'm sorry I ranted. I forgot the question. So
can't even remember the question I asked now. But
yeah. you get me talking, boy.
Anything else you want to share with us, mate, before we wrap it up?
Nah, man. I'm just blessed to be in the position I am. I want to shout out to Kevin Smith, Lions Not Sheep, Blue pre-workout, all my family and friends. And man, some of you guys gotta I'm getting so much. Some of these London guys are just fucking being ruthless on me about this fight with Connor, man. Let Connor be mad about it. Quit getting it. I've been getting messages and all kinds of shit. You guys gotta calm down. It's just a fight. It's just a fight. You got more important shit to worry about. Go do your taxes or whatever the fuck you got to do. No, man, I appreciate all the love, man. And I'm looking forward to the fight. And hopefully me and Connor can run it back. That's the plan. And yeah, you owe me some shots. Didn't we make a deal that you owe me some shots? Is that you?
Yeah, but you done one, didn't you? That you're nowhere to be seen. I went straight. I got invited to come back to the hotel, but I was knackered, mate. I'd done too much.
Yeah,
traveling.
dude. I'm so antisocial. Everyone's like, "Let's have drinks." I'm like, "Sure," and I'll be right back. And I'm in my hotel room eating pizza, just sitting there, dude. I used to but the problem is I can't be getting arrested before I go to the airport. I had to leave at 6 a.m. You get some drinks in me, we're gonna have a good time. So
I know you went home the next day, didn't you?
What's that?
You went home the day after the fight, didn't you?
Literally, we had the fight, and then I went to the hotel, had some drinks, and I had to leave at 6 a.m. So I just stayed up all night and said, "Fuck it." And it was hilarious on the airport, dude. My face, Connor, he roughed me up, so my nose was huge, my lips were huge. I'd sit down in my seat and look over, and the person would be looking at me and say, "Hi, my name's Jake. How you doing?" Everyone was just staring at me. That's hilarious. But anyway, hey, I appreciate the time. And yeah, let's go. Let's get it done.
That's it, mate. But like I say, mate, I appreciate you coming on as always, and we'll stay in touch and get you on again closer to the fight when you've got some more news for us.
Hey, man, I appreciate you guys. I'll see you later.
See you soon, Jake, mate. Thank you very much, pal.
All right, bye-bye.
Nice one, people, for tuning in there. Gypsy Jake Lindsey. I'm going to put his socials in the description of the video so you can head over there and follow him. Next on tonight, in 12 minutes, we've got the Brumtown bomber, Connor Tini, will be joining us. So stay tuned, people. I will be right back.